Hello, in this video I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know to get up and running with GitHub. GitHub is a source control platform used by most developers when working on projects related to coding and changes. GitHub allows you to keep track of your changes and also is good when multiple people as a team are working on one project. It's also a safe place for your project files and that keep tracks of your changes, and you can also revert back to your previous or old changes you made in your project. And in this video I'm going to be showing you how to set up your GitHub account, how to create your first repository, how to link your GitHub account to your local system files, and how to push your changes to GitHub account from your local system. So let's dive straight into it. If this is your first time coming to this channel, don't forget to click on the subscribe button and hit the bell sign next to it so you can get notified anytime I upload a new video. And also don't forget to click on like and share this video. Okay, let's get cracking with this thing. All right, so I will assume you already have a GitHub account. If you don't have one, please pause this video and create a GitHub account, because I want you to, it would be good for you to use your GitHub account and follow me along with this video. And don't forget, you can always pause, rewind this video anytime you want, so that if you don't get anything, you can always rewind and go back to it. You can rewatch it anytime at your own convenience. And thank you so much for clicking on the like button and clicking on the subscribe button. Really appreciate that. Okay, let's get to it. So now that you have your GitHub account, you need to also install Git on your computer. How do you install Git on your computer? Easy peasy. Go on the internet, type install, just type on your browser, install Git on Mac. So click on that. Now, because I already have Git on my computer, so I don't need to do anything. So I'll put this link in this description below, how to install Git into your computer. So you just click on Git for your computer, accept the terms and conditions. Now you can click on whatever version you think meets your need. So I always install the latest version. So you click on that, and that should download automatically after 5 seconds. Okay. And then you hit install. And double click. So if your computer is blocking it, okay. So to unblock the process on Mac, I'm going to go to security. I'm going to go to privacy and security. We don't need the website again. We just want to unlock this process because it's blocking it, because it's not made by Apple. So they say, oh, we don't know these guys. It must be an intruder. No way. We cannot allow you in. So let's see where it's been blocked by firewall. That's probably where my password. Okay. So we just say open anyway. Thank you. And that pops up. And continue. Install. Put your password again. Install software. And that's how you install GitHub onto your computer and move to bin. Boom, voila. Now if you install GitHub, then you can start writing your command. So let's go ahead and create a new repository. So I'm going to click on the logo there, and it takes me to my repository environment where I have list of other ones that I have here. So I'm going to click on create a new repository. So I'll create this new repository. We're going to call it GitHub tutorial. Description: get GitHub up and running. You can make it public and you can make it private. So if you make it public, people will be able to pull your repository And if you keep it private, people will not be able to see or pull your or download your repository. So README, you can skip it for now. It's where you put your documentation. Also, you can add your git ignore information and all that there. So I'm going to click on create repository without clicking on initialize README. And that is it. You've created your first repository. Woohoo! Wow, is that simple? Oh yeah, is that simple? Okay, let's get cracking now. All right, so we have created our first repository, but we have not created our first repository. What does this mean? It means you've only just created an account, merely created an account. You don't have a code in it. It's not a full-blown repository yet. So what we want to do now is we want to create a link between GitHub account and your local computer, because right now what you're going to be doing is you're going to be pushing your code, your source code from your local computer to GitHub, to these environments. So how do you pair GitHub account to your local system? Okay, it's very easy. What you need to do is we need to go to your local system and generate a secret key. So it's an SSH key that we're going to be generating from your computer. So if you're using Mac, I'm going to be showing you how to do that. If you're using Windows, there will be a link in my description below on how to generate the key from your local system. So here on the Mac, I'm going to open my terminal. So I have my terminal open. And now from the terminal open, I'm going to navigate to desktop. And in my desktop, I'm going to make a folder. I'm going to call this folder GitHub tutorial. And in this folder, GitHub tutorial, I'm going to go into this folder by saying change directory, GitHub tutorial. And in this folder, I'm going to create one or two files, JavaScript files that we want to make as our project file. I need to create our project file. So ignore this bit of the session. So npm init GitHub tutorial 1 GitHub tutorial. And yes, and that is it. So I've created the package, the JSON file, and I'm going to open a VS Code. On my VS Code, let's close the old project and try to open a new project. Open, go to GitHub tutorial and click on open. And this is what happened when I did npmi. So it generated this package.json file for me, and that's fantastic. I will assume you already have a project that you want to create a repository for. So what I'm doing here is just creating a dummy project for the purpose of this tutorial. Okay, so I'm going to create a file called app.js, or let me call it index.js. And in this file, I'm going to also create okay, let's write one line of code. Let's call it my test, my string. So let's make it a string. So this is GitHub string in a not shell. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this branches of console log like that, and we'll call that my string. Okay, that's one or two line of code there, so that's fine. And also, I am going to do on my terminal, I'm going to install just a random package. I'm going to install npmi express. That's an express package. It's a JavaScript package for writing an API. So we're not using it. We just want to keep our file busy, because I need to show you one thing that is important with GitHub. Okay, so what is that thing that I need to show you that is important to you? It's called GitHub git ignore. Now, not all files should be pushed to your repository. Some files should be ignored because they are unnecessary. They are quite big, and it's no point you pushing it to the repository. One of those files is called node module for managing your JavaScript libraries. So when I install Express is installed. Express comes with some bunch of other files that is installed in this folder. You can see if I open Express, you can see you have library and you have a bunch of other folders, middleware and all that, router. So you don't want to push all of this into your repository. So what do you want to do? You want to create a file called .gitignore. So I go to my terminal again and say touch.gitignore. Now we've created a file called touch.gitignore. So in this file, I'm going to just put any file that I want to ignore. I'll put them here. Any file or folder that I want to ignore. So if it's a folder, I'll put a / at the end of it. So what I'm saying is, when I create my repository, when I'm pushing these guys into GitHub account, please ignore this folder. That's what we've done there. Okay. All right. So now let's go to pairing your local file, your local system to GitHub account. How do we do that? We need to generate the key. And the command to generate the key, I'm going to put it in the comment section below. It's called SSH Key Gen -key RSA. All right, let's go to the command line. So I'm going to create a new page. Okay, and I'm going to say SSH. And that's the command for generating a new key. And yes, that's the file name we're generating. Because I already have one, you might say, oh, do you want to override it? I'll say yes, override it. And do you want to password it? I don't want to password it. Do you want to password it? No, I don't want to password it. And voila, you have your key generated for you. And that is the key that we are going to use to pair this computer to our GitHub account. So without this key, you cannot interact with your GitHub account. And this key should not be shared with anyone whatsoever. Okay, so never, ever, ever share your key with anyone. So I'm going to print the key by saying cat and putting the directory in front of it. That should print the key. I'll put the code in the description below. That's it. The code. They show me the code and I'll copy it out. And now let's go to GitHub. I'll go to my account, settings, go to SSH and GP keys. I'm going to delete that one there and I'm going to create a new one. And I'll call it tutorial key. So I can always come back and delete it. And add. Now we've now paired our GitHub account to our local machine. How do we know? How do we test this? How do we know we've created this and it's working? All right, so let's go back to our repo. Because we now need to let's go GitHub tutorial. So now we have our code. We've done our pairing, but we've not started writing Git. Okay, so we have GitHub installed on our computer. We have GitHub paired using the key from our local machine. We've created our repository. We have our code that we want to now push to our repository. So what do we do next? The next thing is you need to initialize your code project with Git. So you go to your root, the root of your project. So we're in the root of my project here, which is also in the terminal here. We need to go to our folder here. Okay, so here, if you type ls, you can see all the files I have here. Now we need to now initialize this code by saying git init. Now git init it's called git initialize. So this will initialize your code, and by doing that, immediately you can see that your VS Code files have changed color to green. And you can see here, I'm tracking these 4 files. So why is it not tracking node module? That's because we put node module in our .git ignore. So if I remove it, and let's see what happened to your tracking files. Your tracking file bump up to 330 files. This is the reason why we do git ignore. Some files are not worth pushing to your repository. You're just taking your space unnecessarily. So always remember git ignore. It doesn't have to be JavaScript. It could be your code, Java, some files in Java or in Python that you don't need to push to your repository. Always put them in .git ignore. So I'm going to put it back and save and see the 30 number goes down to 4. And that's the only 4 files that we're pushing, which is the .git ignore, the index file, the package.json log, and package.json. Okay, we've done that. We've initialized our code. Now, what next? The next thing is just to check the status of our project. You can type git status. Git status means to check the status in which your project is currently. So the status of this code right now is this. Okay, so next thing is git add. Git add will add the project, and git commit is the next one. So git commit -m in this order. Use this in this order. We call it initial commit. Oh, double quotes. That's error. So single quotes. Yes, we committed our code. Fantastic. And now it's green. And you can see now we're not tracking anything. How do we push this? So you go back to GitHub. You can see we copied this. We need to now push it to remote. So you just type git remote add origin, and then you paste remote add origin, and then you paste the line of code that you copied. So that means you're mapping it to it. So that's done. So the next thing you do is push. So you come here and copy this line of code and paste it and say git push -u origin master, and that will automatically push your code today. And if I refresh this now, and voila, we have our first code pushed to GitHub. Woo! Well done. If you are at this stage, well done. And if you're yet to get here, don't forget you can always pause this video, go back and see what I've done in the past that you've missed out, and do it again. You will get it. Okay, the next thing now is we are going to put an information here that is not there before. And then the system will say, oh, I have a changes here. So if you go to your terminal and say git status, you see one file needs to be, it's been changed, modified. So you just say git add, git commit, and then there's shortcut, but I'll take you shortcut later in another video. Git commit -m. This is updated indexed string, and git push. Just a git push, and that will push the file again. So if you go back to your GitHub and refresh, you will see one file has been changed, and that file, the information, the tag, the description will be different. So, and the time in which it was done, 19 seconds ago. And if you click on that file to check it, you see that it's different. Now, another beautiful thing about GitHub is you can have up to like 10 people working on one project. And what it does is it keeps tracks of your changes as you push. So if Ade and Shegun are working on the same project, and Ade is making changes on the same file Shegun is working on, if they make changes on the same line of code, whoever push in their code first will be fine. The next person pushing the code will have a conflict, and the system will say, hey, Ade has made changes on this code before. Do you want to keep others' changes, or you do want to override it with your own change? These are the things that happen with when it comes to working on source code. So now I'm going to edit directly from GitHub. You can also edit, you can write your code from GitHub directly. So I'm going to add to this string, I'm just going to add, this is really cool, and commit this change to really cool, commit. And if you go back to the main repo, you can see that we've made changes just now. And if you go to your code, you can see we don't have any information here, but if you now go to your terminal and write this command called git pull. Git pull will pull your data from Git repository and update your file system. And now if you check, you can see that this is really cool. Fantastic. And if you can also make changes to it and push it again, or you can create new file and push it. And this is how GitHub works. And if you are now at this stage of this tutorial and you've been able to push and pull successfully, congratulations, because you are now up and running with GitHub.